So I'd be curious to know what other skill sets you might also agree are necessary in the world today that are more feminine skill sets.
Listening.
Oh, big.
Listening,
That's a big one.
giving space when you have an idea. You listen. You give the person a chance. And I mean, I think that the listening and the silences in which perhaps you notice that in the film, there are silences and we linger on people's faces and even the sounds, the breath. I mean, these are things that women love. They love this. Okay, so listening would be one I would say.
And cooperation, really spreading the whatever the large thing that needs to be done. It's not one person making a decision. It's really many moving steps forward toward this goal or this direction.
Yeah.
This new paradigm that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, and women naturally create community. And I think a lot of men feel like, they're on their own, they have to do this, and they have sort of that warrior mentality. We were just talking about that earlier today, that we really are spiritual warriors too. We just have a different way of expressing it in the world.
So I think of intimacy and vulnerability as super feminine and powerful attributes that vulnerability. I feel my strongest when sometimes I'm crying and I'm really, really sharing something very deep and things that often aren't being said. Like really it's a courageousness to be that vulnerable, to just to share what's real and present.
It's so ironic to think that crying, like when Hillary Clinton was, when they would criticize her because she cried or something, or, a woman would cry.
During the campaign.
During the campaign, what a shame, to think that crying or vulnerability or sensitivity
It's a sign of weakness.
would be a sign of weakness.
Yes. I think, as you were talking about that, and I agree with you, I wonder vulnerability and sensitivity and the ability to tap into grief or is something I think that men traditionally are afraid of because we've either been taught to be, or if it's expressed by a woman, it scares us as well. We want to fix it immediately, right?
Right.
Yeah, and I think
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
I was
welcome.
going to say that.
Wonderful.
Being that safe container. That's
Right.
the new paradigm where the
Yes.
man doesn't have to fix it, but his strength and his solidness and his structure just holds that space while the woman can just sort of emote and express, be very, very vulnerable. I think that's a lovely new shift in the paradigm that's happening. It happens in my relationship often.
Yeah, and hopefully it's reciprocal.
And let me just add one thing to that. What this does, it gives space for something new to emerge. Because if you can hold the emotion, and you, like Judy says that you referred to it, Judy in the film, what can men do when they feel spacious and soft? If you can hold yourself at that place, something new can come in. There's room for something new to emerge. And I think that's a really big difference now that's coming in with women. We're going to give some space for something new to emerge. And we're not afraid because we've raised children and we've run households and we know it's going to be okay. Barbara Hubbard, one of the people in our film, one of our mothers of conscious evolution, she has a tagline that she uses all the time is, the crisis is a birth. See, women know this. Whether you have had a child or not, you know that you have a birth and it's messy, but most of the time, something good comes from it. So women have built into them the awareness that the crisis is birth.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.